Good Monday morning to my peeps. I have a challenge that I'm doing for myself. I have bone. No, this is horn. This is horn. These are bone. I've had these for probably over 10 years because I just don't know where to use them at. But they're just white and faceted, so I don't know why I didn't use them, but they were expensive. At the time when I bought them, they were $6, so it was $1 each bead. So right now, I don't know what they're worth. They're probably worth a heck of a lot more than that because that was 10 years ago. So anyway, we have some bone. And I thought the bone would go well with horn. And so I'm like, okay. So I got out some carnelian. This is carnelian. These are carnelian colors. This is carnelian gemstone. And these are obviously the round beads. And then these are tubes. They're kind of like oval-like tube. I'm not really sure if there's another name for that style. But anyway, I'm going to start out over here. I got out a very long, I didn't really think, but yeah. I'm going to make simple loops because this is, kind of firm. It's not really bendy. So I'm going to make a simple loop. So to start out with my simple loop, I'm going to use my flat nose pliers. These are your flat nose. And I'm going to make a small loop at the top. So let's go about right there. And then we're just going to roll that back to make our loop. What I'm doing with this finger right here is I'm checking to make sure I can't feel it on the back side. And that gives you a nice rounded loop. And then as you come around, you're going to have to slide your pliers down a little bit until that meets up with the wire. And look, it did, and I went overboard, and we're going to go right there. And then see how it looks like a P? It looks, I didn't do a very good job. Looks like a P. So what you do is called breaking the neck. Put your pliers in there and bring this one alongside this wire right here. Bring it alongside that wire and kind of have it at an angle and just squeeze. And just bring it back a little bit more. And there you have your eye pin. Ta-da! Eye pin! It's not focusing. It is fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Was he? No, was he? Was it Wuzzy? Fuzzy Wuzzy was here. Sorry. I don't know. What time is it? It was only 19 after 7 this morning. I got up at 5 trying to figure this out. But anyway, let's get going. Here's my bead. I have to throw in some sort of sparkle bead. It's got to have sparkle. So we have this coming around this way. It's not focusing very well, is it? What is going on with the focus? How do I want to get that to do better? I want it to do better. But anyway, let's get going. All right, anyway, I'm going to set this up. So this comes around to the back. So as long as that's coming around to the back, I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it towards the back. So we're going to take it at the top of the bead and I'm just going to kind of like chomp down on this. Just boop, 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 boop until we get like a 90-degree angle. Somewhat of 90-degree angle like that. And then I'm going to put it across my finger, my handy dandy measuring device. And now I want to make this one a little bit bigger because I want this to come around this hole. So I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. And clip. And we're going to roll back. Check my back here, make sure I can't feel it, and roll. We want a bigger loop, so I'm up here further. So it makes a bigger loop. And it did. Beautiful. Focused. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to open this up. I'm going to get all these things out of the way. I have a horrible habit of leaving my pliers lay. So now we're going to put this on. And then we're going to close it up. Get it nice and snug. When you feel it rub against the metal, it is nice and snug. So we have this like that. And this one, I want it the same way. So I'm going to take my flat nose, hang on to this side, and then I'm going to take these. And I want them to turn. So it looks like a piece of candy. So they're both on the same side. Just like this. And then from here, I'm going to use a chain. I'm going to use a chain to go through this. I don't know if it's going to go through. I probably should have checked it first. Or I was going... There's no hole. Oh, well, that's a game changer. There's no hole. Oh, son of a gun. There's no hole. They just cut it. It is bone. So I guess they couldn't drill through it. Well, Gina has to figure out what to do now, because now I can't attach like jump rings and put the chain on there. So if I put on jump ring, well, if I put on a jump ring, it'll stop because, hang on. Okay, I have a jump ring out, but to get that jump ring to stay, we're going to have to glue it. Glue, glue, glue. Glue, 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 glue. Glue. We have some of this. If you have any Hyper G cement, GS Hypo cement, when you pull this off, just warm it up in your hands, just because it's going to come out. It will come out and it will continuously come out. So don't squeeze it. If you squeeze it, it's just going to, you're just going to have a mess. Just a horrible, horrible, horrible mess. So I'm just going to hang on to this. Let's pull off what's on the end there. So we can tell when it's coming out. Let me see. I'm trying to get off my nail now. Oh, that thing is grabbing a hold of my hair. Hang on. I gotta cover this thing up. Grabs my hair. Don't like that. Okay. Oops, sorry. All right, I'm just going to warm this up in my hand. And see it's starting to come out. I see that little bead. I am just going to slowly rotate around. And when you do glue something, you really want to give it like 24 hours to dry before you work with it. Just like that. Right, I need a little room so the chain can go in there. The chain has to go in there. Ooh, the bubble. There's a bubble. So I'm going to spin that all the way around. And then here comes the fun part. I gotta put this back on. So all it is a pin. It goes down in the hole. And it is, there we go, right there. Just like that. Just like that. It's a little fiddly, but it works. Anyway, let's get this on here before we... And I want to have, see how there's a little bit of room there to put, I want to put on this chain before it dries. So do we have a connection? We can just, looking at the link to see if it'll come apart. It looks like this side might, but I'm not 100% sure. So I want to hang on to it. And we're going to spread it apart. Put it on our snip. Got a hold of it. And it's this side. And then we'll use this one to get on the other side. It doesn't. Oh, I don't have all my lights on. Yeah, it's not opening. It is not opening. Oy, oy, oy. Hang on. I'm opening up the jump ring. Open up the jump ring. And put it on the end here. And it did. It went on the other side. Okay. And I'm going to get these tools out of the way. Okay. Now there's glue. Get the glue on. There we go. And now this side. Ooh, it's coming off. Okay. Open. We have to open this real quick. I gotta work quick because this will dry quick. It'll dry quick, but I would leave it to dry overnight. Trying to figure out how long I want it. And we're just gonna go right about here. And close it up, and put it on while it's still wet. Put it on. There. I think I'm going to have to reapply some new glue. Yeah. Let's do this one. Just pop the lid off. You know what? I'm going to snip this chain off too. Snip the chain. We don't need it. So what I'm trying to do is get down to this next one down here and snip it off. There we go. Get that out of here. Now I'm going to just pop this lid off, throw some glue onto it, and let it dry. Oh, really? I guess it screws off. Screws off. I thought it popped off. Okay, now we just apply some glue. Just a little dab of glue. Do ya? This dries clear, so. Is it coming? Yeah, there it is, a big old glob. Well, Good thing it dries clear. Maybe I should just do a glob of glue on the bottom here. Just like that. Kind of like tacking it. There. There we go. Let's stick that on there. With this, wait, I want it this way. Never mind. Oh, well, my hands are going to get full of glue. That's fine. Okay. Now I don't know where to set it because I don't want it on my mat. Oh my goodness, my back is killing me. I have been cleaning my house. Like, when I was heavy, I did not keep up on like the dusting and scrubbing and like the top of the refrigerator. Do you know how black that was up there? Oh my gosh, it was disgusting. But I have this Zep. It's called Zep. Z-E-P. Zep. And spray that down and it just wiped off like glass. It was just, oh, where's my Zep? So that's what I was doing yesterday. I was going through my baker's rack and getting all the dog hair, all the dust and everything, the grime that built up that over the years. So yeah, I've been very, 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 very busy on my house. Oh, I picked up a seed bead. I'm just gonna set this off to the side and let it dry. And then this will go down on the middle. Right in the middle. So that would be right there. Okay. We are going to let that dry. Set that aside. Now, this is something totally different too. Like I said, I'm challenging myself on how to use what I have. And this is what I come up with. So, I need some thread. Well, I practiced with some thread and then I didn't get it out. Hang on. I gotta get out some Fireline. And I don't want smoky gray. Uh-oh. What'd I do with it? Oh my gosh. I had it out. I have some Fireline. This is 6-pound Fireline. So that's the one I want to use. And it is the clear. So usually I have it stuck in the sticker. And it's not. Of course it isn't. Why would I do that every single time? We don't know. Oh my goodness. There we go. Now, how long do I need? Because I'm going to need 2 of them. So I'm just going to do like an arm's length. I'm going to take it in my hand right here. I'm going to stretch it out. And I'm going to cut it off right at my chest. That's it. So we're going to get out some regular scissors and snip it. Snip. There we go. And then I think I can just do this without a needle. So first of all, I'm going to do like a ladder stitch. So I'm going to put this in. We gotta leave a tail because we don't want it to come all the way through. So we're going to go through a clear seed bead. I have a clear, and then I have a square, and then I'm going to do a clear. I'm going to slide that down all the way down. All this is going to do is just fill the gap between bead to bead. So now I'm going to pick up another one of the carnelian ovals. kind of like an oval column. Drop that all the way down. And now that that's dropped down, we want to fold over. See what I mean? How it's going to fill in the space in between. Now we're going to pick up another seed bead. Another seed bead. And a square. So a seed bead. And then square. And another seed bead. And drop those all the way down. And then I'm going to go back in through this first one that we picked up. See where this tail is? Let me get it organized here. Here's the tail. We came in this way and we came around, and now I'm going to take this and go back through the first one, and I'm going to straighten it out so it goes in a lot easier. Goes in and out through the other side and pull. And it's around my hand. Pull. So you can pull on both strings if you want to get it nice and snug. And this is what it looks like. I want it nice and snug. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pass back through all of it. So I'll pass through these beads on the end. Find the end here. Okay. We are coming out of this side here. We're going to go through these seed beads, square, and the third seed bead. Third one. There we go. And now we're going to go back through. Here. And then back through these seed beads here. Okay. I always try to straighten this out because it goes in a lot easier when it's straight. Okay. Whoop. Caught on the corner of the desk. All right. I lost. There we go. And we're going to go through the seed beads, square, and the third seed bead. And now we're going to pick up another one of these. And we're going to go straighten this out. Straighten it out as much as I can. And then stick it through. And pick that up. Drop it. I hope you're catching on. I will do better. Hang on. I wondered if I needed to pick up seed beads first. Seed beads first. Sorry. This is my own design, and I'm just kind of... It's easier when you do the seed beads and you're lining them up. But when you're working with bigger beads, it's just kind of like... throws you off a little bit off your game. So we're going to do this one, which is the seed bead. It's a clear or crystal seed bead. And then I want to get through this square, and then the seed bead. There. Jeez Louise. And then we're going to go through another one of these guys. And we're just going to pick them all up at the same time. And then drop them all down. And then we're going to fold it over. And then we're going to pick them up again. Seed bead, square, seed bead. Seed bead. Oops. It's going into the mat. Seed bead, square, and seed bead. There we go. Drop that all the way down. Fold it over on itself. And now we're going to go back through this guy, the middle one. So we're back through the middle one. I'm catching on everything. And now we're going to go back through these seed beads right here. The ones that we just picked up when we picked up the first side. So we're going to go back through these seed beads. And I got to straighten it out a little bit. See how it's curved? And we're going to go through this seed bead. There we go, just like that. And then back through this guy. There we go. And pull. Get a hold of it. Pull. Nice and snug. Now we're going to pick up another seed bead, a square, and a seed bead. And it's just, and then we're done with that section. So seed bead, square, and seed bead. Okay. Drop it down. Pick up another one of these guys. We're only doing 4. So one goes over there. There we go. Got everything all dropped down. And then fold it over on itself. Pull nice and snug. And now we're going to pick up another seed bead, square, seed bead. Seed bead. Straight. Seed bead, square, seed bead. And now we're going to go back through this first one back here. Whoop, and pull. Nice and snug. Now we're going to go back through these 3 seed beads and the tube. There we go. We're through the seed beads, and now we're going to go through. I gotta keep straightening the end. And pull. Wait, so what's going on here? Oh, okay. I am through this loop here, and I don't want to be through this loop. It's pulling hard. There we go. Pull. There we go. This needs to get snug. So what I did is I took my finger and pushed down on the thread. So that it's like this. So, turn it this way. Yeah. All right. That's one side. That's one side. So now I want to do this other side. That can go. Looks like it looks something lost its color. All right. These are just getting all unorganized, so we'll just throw it all in one area. All right, here we go. Next side. I think what I want to do with this is reinforce all this. I will do that off camera because it's kind of loosey-goosey. So I'm going to reinforce that. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come up. I'm going to do this the next one. Do you want me to do this next? I'll do it. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to do it again, just in case you didn't get it. But then you can also back it up. I could do this next one a little cleaner, maybe. So I'm going to do one arm's length. And then snip it off with my scissors. Oh, I got all kinds of scissors over here. Whatever I grab is whatever I grab. These are peacock. Kind of, sort of, I think. I'm not really sure what kind of bird that is. But it's a bird. Okay. First, I'm going to pick up one of these. Slide it all the way down. Not all the way. You want to leave yourself a tail. And now we're going to do, straighten it out. We're going to do a seed bead, a square, well, there's the hole. There we go. And then another seed bead. Just get in there. There we go. Drop that down. And then we're going to pick up another one of these. No, we want to do, hang on. Drop it down. Pick up one of these. Do it closer up here so you guys can see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I just want it to go through straight. Here we go. Yoop. Just like that. Bring it down. Now, it's in a line. We're going to fold it over on itself. And then we're going to pick up another seed bead, a square, and a seed bead. But I'm going to straighten out the line again. So, seed bead, square, and seed bead. We went out to eat last night. It's called the Ding-a-ling. And now we're going to go right back through. See how we fold it over? And we're coming out of this guy. And we're going to go back in through this one. Something's stopping it. Just go through. There we go. See? So we just more or less made a circle. We made a circle. Now we're going to go back through these 3 and go back through here. So I'm going to straighten out the end. Kind of like a, turn it into a needle. So we're going to go back through these 3 seed beads. One's a cube. There we go. And then we're going to go back through also this guy. And pull. It's holding it up. Oh, that's the tail. Okay, it's done. Okay, now we're going to pick up another seed bead. Oh my goodness. I'm not very good at string because I just don't know how to hang on to it and how to keep it managed, as you can tell. But it's still, I still have fun doing what I'm doing because the turnout is different and weird, and I like this. I've never done this before. So we got a cube, and then another one of these. Look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. I like it. And then pull. So you see, here's the end, that's the tail. And we're going to fold it over onto the side. And then we're going to get a seed bead in a square, a cube. So, seed bead. That's not seed bead. Get out closer to the end so it's easier to do. Cube and seed bead. See how fast that went? Okay, now we're coming out of this guy. We're going to go back in through this one. And the thing is, get it straight, and then it'll go through a lot easier. See, there it is. And then pull. Uh-oh, I'm losing something here. What is going on? I got the tail end plus what I'm working with. I want it snug. And it is not snug. Why? Pull it. You just gotta have it. Just gotta keep pulling on it until it's nice and snug. You don't want it loose. Because I'm gonna go back through and reinforce it anyway. But you want it to be as snug as possible. Okay, now we're coming out of this guy in the middle. So now we want to go through these 3 and this guy, so we're out at this end. So we're going to go through this seed bead, the seed bead. Let me see if I can do it this way. Seed bead, no, get that out of the way. Seed bead, cube. There we go. Cube. There we go. And now we're going to go back down through. We're going to straighten this out nice and straight and go back through this guy. There we go. And pull. Pull. Snug. There we go. Another seed bead and a cube and a seed bead. Seed bead. So do you have it this time? I hope so. I'll kind of go over it. Well, not kind of, but I'll go over it. Show you what I'm doing. I don't know, maybe on paper or something. I don't know. All right, now we go down through this guy. See, it's just best you get straight for like 1.5 inches because it'll go through a lot faster and easier. Whoop, just like that. And then we're going to pull. Pull, let it drop down, either way. And now we're going to fold over on itself. And now we're going to pick up another seed bead, cube, and a seed bead. Seed bead, cube, and a seed bead. See how it works faster when you got it like short, and it's nice and straight. And then we're going to go back through this guy. And pull. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through and reinforce that. So we have this on this side, this on this side. And then we also have our bone. We're going to connect these together. And then, yeah, because it's going to hang like this. All this string. And then we have our focal that's going to drop down from there. Isn't that pretty? So far, so good. All right, I'm going to go back through and get these nice and snug. I will be back in a flash. Okay, I am back, and while I was taking care of things, my phone died on me. So I took the time to try and get some things done. So all I had to do is finish this side, do my earring. And part of my earring is putting this together. And I didn't get out any string. So let me get out some string now. Get out my 6 strand, my 6 pound. And I don't need a whole lot because it's just going to be these two here. We're just going to wrap them up. So, I don't know what I have here, like 30 inches. Yeah, about 30 inches. It's probably more than what we need, but it's best to have more than you need than not enough. I'm sure you've heard that a gazillion times. Whoop. And there we go. And we got my needle right over here. And my nail's coming apart. Or is that glue? Might be glue. Okay, we are going to do this part of the needle, this part of the earring first. So we're going to go, oh my gosh. You know what? I have had, I don't know what's going on, but my balance is off. And with my balance being off, I stumble and I fall. Well, I don't really fall. I trip into things, onto things, and bump into things. And, you know, it affects your mind. It ruins your good mood, I guess you could say. Okay, I got one of these on, and then I'm going to do another set of these seed beads, cube, seed bead, and then another one of these. I wish these weren't so open on the end, but gotta work with what you have, I guess. Okay, now we're gonna line everything all up. There we go. And now we're going to fold it over on itself. Bring it in. There we go. And then I'm just going to go around in circles. I'm going to go back through the seed bead, cube seed bead, seed bead, cube seed bead, and back through here and pull on both of them. And now we're coming out of here. We're going to go over to the other side and down through that side. Just keep going round and round in circles. I'm just going to keep going around. Here is the, let's get that tighter. Here is the tail. I am going to go around enough to bring this back to where it is right now, because then at the end we're just going to tie it. So I'm coming out of there now, and I'm going to go through these 3 and then back down through here, spin it around, come back down. See, they just don't sit the greatest, but like I said, you just got to work with what you got. It's fine. It's not like it's ruining anything. It's just going to be an earring. And it's going to be pretty. Oh, I should show you the earring. There we go. Okay, and I think I didn't even get through there. Yeah, there we go. We went through. Oh yeah, I got plenty of room to go around one more time. I just like to get all of this nice and snug, tight as possible, so you know it won't come apart. And this will be the last one. Please don't poke me. Get in there, get in there. Go, 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 go. I believe in you. I believe in you. Go, go, go. I think I can. I think I can. Is it going in? Yeah, it is. I think. Is it? Yes, it is. Scraping all along the way, but it's coming. I gotta use my pliers to pull it through because it is having a tough time. Doing. There we go. Okay. Now, I don't know why I make sound effects. It's just fun, I guess. It's just me. It's just me. And I'm trying to pull out the string. There we go. And we're going to let go of that. And we're going to do a tie, overhand tie. Just an overhand. And then we're going to do a surgeon's knot. Surgeon's knot is, you know what, I'm going to take it this way. Hang on to it, Gina. Hang on to it. There you go. Don't let it get the best of you. Okay, now we're going to go through twice. We're going to go overhand knot. Pull it through. And then we're going to go through a second time, and that's the surgeon's knot. Uh-huh. All you have to do is go through twice. Twice. Okay, we went through twice. And hang on to this. I got the cord just a little too short. Now we're going to do another overhand knot just to cover that surgeon's knot. And for good measure, I guess. So now we're going to go back through again. I'm going to straighten out this end. So all we have to do is just string it through and pull. And you know, I used a needle. Needle works a whole lot faster than just straightening out the cord and then pushing it through. And then I just burn it off because I just want it to melt. I just want it to melt. Boink, just like that. And now that it's off, I'm just going to melt it just a little bit. Just want to get those in just a little bit. There we go. Don't do too much. There we go. I'm blowing it out like I would a light. It's goofy. All right. That's part of our necklace or our earring. This is what I come up with for the earring. What do you think? Pretty? I like it. It's dangly. I like dangly. Okay. Well, as long as we're on the earring, we're just going to finish up with the earring. So I have some jump rings to open up. And I always put it in a bent nose. Put the opening at the top. And twist it open. And I'm going to slide on one of our wire or our chain. And I didn't do this part. I have to do this part first. So, can't really do anything. I think I need bigger. No, I guess I use these. Just have to give it some more room to get in there. There we go. Hang on to it by a itty tiny edge. And then we'll slip it in here. Trying to get it hooked on those cords that I have in there. Just want it to get hooked. Is it there? Don't feel it. Oh, there it is. It's there. Just doesn't feel like it's on. There we go. It's there. Now let's get a little so close to the beads. So it slipped. Yep. There we go. It slips. I was going to say, I just lost the doggone thing. Oh my gosh. It's so close to, it's just wrapped right around the seed bead. So it's just really hard to get a hold of. Maybe I should have just kept going on this too, but I wanted to show you how I put it together. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, we got one. Let's get these done. Should have started with these first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Where should I start? I don't know. I should. I do. I don't know. Like I said, that fumbling around just gets you frustrated. Okay, I'm making a wrap loop. I'm bending the wire over our pliers. Then I'm going to rotate the pliers around and then bring that wire all the way across to make your loop. And then we are going to wrap. So we're going to take this wire and go around to this side and keep going. There we go. 3 turns. And then we're going to snip it off. See, I go through every single one of my pliers. Every one has its own purpose. And they're all in this caddy, but before you know it, they're all over my mat. And I make, I make such a mess. All the time. Messy, messy. Oh, I got a little dimple. I got a dimple. I thought that's where the thing went in, but you know what? Isn't Isn't that pretty? Aw. I love that banding. Can you see the banding? So pretty. I love banding. Banding so pretty. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Keep my round nose. And I'm right above the bead. I'm going to bend that right over the pliers. Just like that. And then I'm going to move the pliers up so we can make a loop. Bend that wire up and over the pliers. Then we have to rotate the pliers. Bring that wire all the way across to complete our loop. And then we're going to wrap. So I'm going to take this, bend it out. This is not how I want it. Why is it not like I want it? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this. Oh, you know what? I better not pull too hard. I've had wires break when I pull too hard. And I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Don't like it. So we're going to start over right above the bead. And then we're going to come up. I don't want to be up too far. I just want a small loop. Small enough that it'll go through the chain. So. There it broke. Told ya. You fiddle fart around and it just... I'm done. Okay, new one. Pull this out. Put this in. And we're going to start all over. We're going to put our pliers right above the bead. Again, bend it over the pliers. Bring it up a little bit so we can make a decent sized loop. And then we're going to bring that loop or that wire up and over the pliers. Just like that. Rotate the pliers around and then pull that over that way. Okay, now it's all the way around. We have a nice loop snug all the way around the pliers. And now we're going to wrap. Wrappity wrap. 1, 2, 3. 4. Gonna go 4. Wow, these really come off very easy. I've never had one come off so easy, but they are very thin. Hence the wrapped loop, because when it's really thin like that and weak, you really got to do the wrapped loop. So that. And then now we can finish with our chains. Now I have a jump ring I'm going to open, put on the bottom part. Up there. Open it up. Slide this on and then slide it on the chain. And then close it up. I forget the camera's over here. And then got another 2 more here. Oh, are these connected? And then these are connected. Okay, well, disconnect them. Fast way would be just to cut them apart, but I'm not going to. Put it off. Put this one on. Put on our chain. And then close this part up. Not quite even. Oh, look at that. Okay. Works for me. As long as it works, it's fine. There's no rules in making jewelry. You just do what you gotta do. And then we're gonna do this little link. And now we're gonna put this one on. Let's see. We should probably open this up a little bit further than that. And we're really gonna need to hang on to itty tiny edge of this itty bitty 4mm, and then I'm going to slip it into the, slip it in here. There we go. There it is right there. And I can't quite, that phone's gotta get shut off. And here we're around the seed bead again. I see people are doing these magic, or what do you call them? Not magic, but mystery foods like Italy and Denmark and Australia, kinds of foods. That's kind of a neat idea. Something different. Okay, now we're going to do the top, and then we're going to, I don't want that one. We're going to do the top, and we're going to attach the hook, ear hook, and we're going to boink, like that. And we have a bigger one on this side, so it shouldn't go on so hard. It shouldn't, but there we go. And then we got our ear hook. Let's see which way. There we go. Nice. It needs more. There we go. More room on this side to close it up. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da, da-da. It's done. It is done. We have our pair of earrings. Oh, beautiful. You know, I go in. I've been saving my jewelry and using my own jewelry. Oh, these are on here. And I've been going through. I'm like, ooh, I need a pair of black ones. Ooh, I need a pair of purple ones. So I was like, I start throwing them together. It's so nice. You make your own jewelry. You don't have something, you don't your beads, make one. I love it. Okay, we're going to get this part put together here. That is this. Let's put this on too. I marked the middle one, and I thought I had it open, but I didn't. I must have closed it so that it wouldn't get hooked up on anything. So we're gonna flip this guy open, and then we're going to hook him into the middle. And I had it marked. There it is, right there. And close it up. We went out to dinner last night. We went out to Dingling. These two guys, well, there's one guy, he was drunk, but he was funny. He goes, well, we were hoping that somebody would come in and take these seats and take over the tab. It's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm sitting down, and they're like, oh, she's taking a risk. And I'm like, okay. Oh, boy. We got there, and, well, we sat there, and come to find out, lo and behold, he's a gun collector. And my husband's like, well, I have this, that, and the other thing, and they might be for sale. And then they heard, what was it, 30-something. It was a 30-something. And they're like, ooh, both their ears perked up. Like, well, I don't have one of those. Oh, we had so much fun just sitting there talking to these guys. And he goes, hey, if you got something, you know, you don't know what it's worth, just give me a call and I'll come over, and I won't lowball you or anything. I'm a pretty honest person. I'll tell you what it's worth. And we're going to go on the end here. Do I want to go on this end or that end? I guess it don't really matter. It don't really matter. So I'm just going to go on this end, close it up. Yeah, we had so much fun. My husband's like, oh, I might be selling a gun. I'm like, I hope so. He's got guns leaning against the walls. He's got gun cases all full. And he's got a BB gun leaning against the wall. I mean, oh my gosh. I just, oy, oy, oy. Oh, that's where the other, I was like, oh my gosh, where are all these? Okay, I'm short one then. So I am short. This one goes on this side. This one goes on this side, and I need another one. I shorted myself. So we'll get out. Let's get out some more. We'll just get out another one. See how many rings do we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, you need an extra one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll clip on the 14th. Clip on the 14th. Get off there. And we're going to put these together. Sorry. Clean up my mess. I like to keep everything a little bit tidy. Helps keep my mind organized a little bit more. Oh boy. Okay, and that one doesn't seem to be the same color. And these all came out of the same one, but they're all different sizes. There we go. Okay, let's take this one and our bent nose. I told the guy, I go, I got a 20 gauge. I go, I only used it once. I shot myself out of a tree stand. I did. He goes, you know, if you got a story with that, it's best just to keep it. Because, you know, and then you hand it down to, you know, your grandson or something. And then, you know, oh, this is the gun my grandma shot herself out of the tree stand with. I never thought of it that way. I suppose you're right. Oh, boy. Yeah. I suppose. You know, I never thought of it. If you've got a story that belongs to something, it'd be kind of hard to get rid of it, wouldn't it? I shot it once and I've never used it again. Never had the chance to. Well, actually, I did. And the deer was walking through the woods, and my boyfriend's like, you know, this is a great big tree. It's like there's a big limb over here, a big limb over here, and there's a tree stand in each side. And I'm trying to think and do this at the same time. So this needs a jump ring for the bottom. And I told him he went to load my gun. And I'm like, no, I need to learn to do this on my own. So I took care of it. And so when I went to shoot the gun, it wouldn't shoot. And it wouldn't shoot, and it wouldn't shoot. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, and the deer took off. Oh, quicker than, yeah, it was gone. Gone. Just gone. My boyfriend's like, give me that. Actually, that was the first day. And he went to work like that weekend, and I had the weekend off, so he was working. And why is that? I put that on backwards. I'm sure I did. And so I went out in the woods, and I'm up in the tree stand, and I watched this doe come along, and she's got her tongue, and she's nibbling at the leaves as she's walking by. She didn't even know I was even there. It was so fun just to watch a deer just be in her own element. Okay, now we have these, so I need another jump ring. More jump rings. More jump rings. I need one for this side, one for that side, and one for that side. Yep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It was cool. So the first day didn't go so well because my boyfriend got mad at me because what I did wrong was I did not cock it hard enough to where it wasn't going to shoot because it wasn't loaded. It was loaded. I had my bullets in there, or my shotgun shells, not bullets, shotgun shells. I had them in there, but I didn't have it loaded right. I didn't have it cocked hard enough, or if you know what I mean. But anyway, oh my gosh, hang on to it by the tiny edge so you give it enough room to get in there. And get in there, curl around, and put on our wire, or our chain, close it up. There we go. There's one side. And then the next time, I'm like, it's getting dark. I'm going up to the house, and it's a long walk to get up to the house. And he's like, well, you should have stayed out until at least dusk. Yeah, it was dusk. Well, you should have stayed out later because you probably would have got something. Oh, all right. So now it's Sunday, and we're both in the tree stands. That's when I shot myself out of the tree stand. And I'm having a hard time keeping track of my story and where I'm at. This goes up here to that. So I need this one to be hooked up on the other side. So then I'm like, oh man, I went from the sky. I shot, as soon as I shot, I saw sky. I instantly saw sky. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And I went from sky to ground because my boyfriend reached out, grabbed me, and I slung down and then saw the ground, and he had hold of my tag, and my tag didn't hold my weight, so I just right to the ground. And the ground came out really fast. I opened my eyes, and all I could see is blades of grass and dirt. And I'm like, I was kind of woozy. And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of spit, trying to get something out of my mouth. Couldn't figure it out. And he's like, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm okay. And then I'm like, ah! And I start screaming. I go, and I grab my wrist. It hurts. And so he's like, let's go. You gotta go to the ER. And I'm like, oh, I just want to lay down. He's like, no. And he just kept pushing and kept pushing. I'm like, I swear, he gives me 2 seconds. I'm falling to the ground, and I'm just going to lay down and take a nap. I just want to lay down and just take a nap. I don't know why, but that's just what I wanted to do. And he's like, no, keep going. Push. All right. I'm trying to keep track of my story. I need a wire. Wire. I thought I had a piece sitting here. I know I used part of it, but there was still more to be used. So, I'm just going to get into my mess here and find another one. And we need another one. Need a gold wire. Here's a gold wire. Is it long enough? It sure the heck is. Is it strong enough to just do? Yes. We can just do No, it's not. That's pretty weak. All right. I need a wire. And I'm trying to go through all the stuff I'm keeping, so I'm just not throwing wire away. But then when you need something like, oh, well, it's got this attached to it. Well, that's not the right color. And then blah, 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 blah. It's just, wire, please. And ask and you shall receive. Here it is. I have to get on some more. This is German style wire. German style wire. It says right on top. And I just snip off just a little bit. And because I'm cutting right off the spool, I'm going to use my double flush cutters. Double flush cutters. So both sides are flush cut. So now you want to snip one off, you got to take it and snip and get the other side. You don't have to do that with these. Alright, so now I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to make a small loop. And then we need a round nose. Where was I? Oh, well anyway, he pushes me and we get to the truck. I get in the truck, he takes me to the ER and they're there with a gurney. And I went to get out and the weight of my boots was pulling on my back and I started screaming and I'm like, no, that hurts. And they're like, well, you gotta get down here somehow. I'm like, oh, shoot, all right, well, here I go. I'm screaming and hollering the whole entire time, and I get out of the truck, and I get on the gurney, and then we get in the ER, and I'm like, don't cut my clothes off. I'll go through the pain of getting them off, because they were, what were they? They're from Gander Mountain, and they were, gosh, what were they? I don't know, but anyway, they were set lock. And so they were expensive. I didn't want them to cut my clothes off, and we had to go out and pay $1,500 to go out and get more. So went through all that. So now we got this, and then we're gonna do one of these and another seed bead. And the doctor decides that I need to be casted. Do they give you any numbing medication? No, they do not. No siree. They did not give me any type of pain medication whatsoever. He was casting me, and the nurse was hanging on to my thumb and my finger, and my hand was just hanging, and that I squealed, and I squealed at the top of my lungs. That hurt so bad. When they say, what is your pain at? 1 to 10, 10 being the worst. I've had a 10, and 10, I'm screaming bloody murder. So 9. You know? So, this thing's like turning into like a big long story instead of me I'm not getting very far on my necklace. Oy. So anyway, he casted me from here, from my knuckles all the way up to my armpit. And then I had something in my lip. Something was in my lip, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but my lip was like 10 times the size it was supposed to be. And I'm gonna make another loop. So then when we went back, he goes, I want you to go to your hometown and have a doctor there look at you, because you'll be treated down there instead of up here. If I do the surgery here, if I take care of you here, you'll have to keep coming back up here to be treated. So that was on a Sunday. Monday, I called my doctor. Got in on Tuesday. Got in, and they're like taking off my cast. I go, see, it's not so bad. They're taking my cast off. And the nurse just kind of like, I'm like, what kind of look was that? Yeah, the doctor comes in. You need surgery. I'm like, what? But she took my cast off. Yeah, I told her to. And so the next day I had surgery, and I had 8 pins. There's a little scar right there. So pin here, pin, pin. There was those 4. And then there's 2 here, 2 here. And then there's a bracket on the outside of my arm. So it held it firm. People were so grossed out by that. I had to take all the ace bandage off, and all the pins had little plastic balls on them, so you wouldn't get poked by them. Oh boy, was that fun living by myself. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then I'm right-handed on top of it. You guys, I talk about my story and I'm not getting very far here. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're interested in my story or not, but I'm just like going on and on about it. But here, we're going to take our jump ring and we're going to talk jewelry now. And we're going to get on each side of these chains. And then it's going to go on here. And then we're going to close it up. Just like that. So there's that. And now the rest is, look at this mess. I created a mess. You know how many times I have messed this up and put it back in order and put it back in order and put it back in order? Yeah, a lot. So I'm just going to go with this. I have this wire. It is from, oh my, curated bead box. That's what it's called, curated bead box. And it comes, hang on if I see if I can find it. Hang on. You get a packet. You get crimp beads. You get head pins and the beading wire and memory wire and ear hooks and clasps. And you just get like this whole packet full of everything you need. So when you get your beads, you can make jewelry like right away. So it's called curated bead box. And I liked getting the beads from them, but I had so many and there's a lot that I didn't use, so I just kind of quit that one. All right, I'm going to get this going here. We have to have a crimp bead first. I do a crimp bead and then a wire guard. And the wire guard is going to go inside one wire guard hole, up and over, down through the other side, and through this hole. I just charged up my phone and something tells me I'm going to have to charge it when I get done. All right. I'm going to pull this down just like that. We don't have a whole lot of tail here. I did that on purpose because I don't like to waste so much. You know, some people like to waste, well, I wouldn't say waste, but like to cut off like 2-3 inches. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't afford that, so I minimize my waste. Crimp, and fold, and snip. Crimp, fold, snip. There we go. And we're going to get to the other side here. And we're going to, I have to copy this because I'm talking and I'm going to have to look and do this at the same time. So anyway, I had my surgery. Yeah, living alone. Yeah, I got through my story. Boy, my boyfriend's son is like, Gina, you look like a mess. I am a mess. I was hurting. Look at this one. That one's kind of cool. Okay, back to our seed bead, cube, seed bead. I think my story is a little bit more interesting than cube, seed bead. Keeps you engaged anyway, huh? Alrighty. How many of you women out there are hunters? Do you go hunting with your men? I don't anymore because the husband I'm with now goes hunting with his friend. And his friend, they only have like 7 acres or something like that. So you really can't have too many people out there. And they're their property butts up against another person's property who they're good friends with. So if, a deer jumps the fence or whatever, yeah, you can come over and get it. But if they jumps the fence over on the other side, you're screwed. Never mind, you can't go get it. Okay, we have this. And then I'm going to do my bone. This bone connects to this bone, and that bone connects to the party bone. Does anybody have a party bone? I used to have a party bone. I don't know more. Although yesterday when my husband took me, why is that not going through? Husband took me out to dinner. I got all dressed up. I've lost a lot of weight. And I got all dressed up. I don't know. It's not going through. Here we go. I gotta pull it. There we go. Wow. So anyway, I come out of the bathroom and I kind of leaned my hand on the dining room table. He turns and he looks at me and he goes, wow. And I'm like, you don't have to say anything. You said it all right there. He goes, wow, you look great. He goes, let me get a picture. So we got some pictures. In fact, one of the guys that we were talking to, he goes, yeah, you're sitting with this guy and he's got a hot brunette sitting next to him. And I'm like, dang, I ain't been called hot in years. That was a nice compliment too. Okay, more seed bead cubes. Seed bead. I think this video is turning into like 2 hours long or something. I don't even know. I don't have a clue. I'm supposed to be cleaning today. And I got up at 5 and it's 11:30. Oh my gosh. I gotta get cleaning. I got work to do. I have work to do. All right, and we're going to this, and then we're going to go back to 2 of the carnelian. So we're going to go carnelian, seed bead, cube, seed bead, and I don't know where everything's at. I had everything sitting here. And we're going to go to this, and then we're going to go to seed bead. You know what? I have gotten out cubes after cubes. I don't know where they're going. They just disappear. I don't know. They just disappear. So I'm just gonna dump them out. There we go. Now I got some. My goodness. I don't know where they go. Really. I honestly don't know. So when I pick up this mat, I bet I find them. All right. We need a cube. And then we need to go back to the seed bead. Cube and the seed bead. Cube. Stab it. There, now I'll go in. Okay. I've got 2 of the carnelian. Now I'm going to have 1. I keep wanting to call it a tooth for some reason. It's a bone. It's a bone. There we go. Did I do I did a seed bead. And then we gotta go cube. Uh-oh, I'm getting a headache. I'm giving myself a headache listening to myself. Oh boy. That's not good. Okay, seed bead. Cube. Cube. And seed bead. There we go. And then we're going to go carnelian. Where are my carnelians? Oh, goodness gracious. I have bone. I have 2 more carnelian. Hang on. Let me get organized here. This goes down here. This goes up here. So we got 2. Oh, that's because I started with the carnelian and I was supposed to start with the bone. Okay, bone. I knew that because I did that the last time when I did the other side. I'm like, oh, nope, gotta start with the bone. Bone, bone. I did keep that on there, didn't I? No, I took them all off. Ay, ay, ay. I tell ya, I worry about myself sometimes. Oh, boy. Okay. Let's get this over with. You want to get this over with? Probably. All right, we got bone. And then, oh, this is the one that does it. And then we got seed bead. I don't know. I'm just a jibber jabber today. I don't know why. Just having fun. And a bone. And then get back to this. Little tiny beads. And then we go back to carnelian. And then I think it's 2 carnelian. Then we go to bone. And that. And then another carnelian. And this cube. Cube. And there we go. And then go to bone again. And then back to carnelian. And then 2 carnelian. So we got 1 and cube. There we go. And carnelian. And that is it. Da 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 da. Okay. We have 2 carnelian, bone, carnelian, bone, bone. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Those over there. Okay, now I'm going to give myself about 4 finger lengths. And I'm going to snip this. Well, no, I don't have to do that. Why should I snip it off? We're just going to keep going. We're going to put a crimp bead on, a wire guard, up and over the wire guard, and then we're just going to go pull on this. Just pull the way up. And then we're going to go back through that. Go back through the crimp bead. Probably should have went back through the crimp bead, then pulled on it. There we go. And we're through. Wait. Yeah, probably should have just pulled on put it through the crimp bead. What the heck do I have going on here? Pull it apart. I'm just going to pull it apart. I'm just going to... I had a problem last time. Of course, video wasn't running. It just wasn't running. Now I ruined it. All right, crimp bead. Give me the crimp bead. And put it through. And then I hung on to the crimp bead. and the wire guard. And I just kind of pulled till it got all the way down. Pull, get that crimp bead away from the bead, and it'll pull down. There we go. Just like that. So now you didn't waste any of your wire. But you gotta have this so it's loosey goosey. Gotta have some fluidity. Gotta have some fluidity. Gotta have it so it can move. And I'm going to crimp it down in the wire guard. And crimp and fold. Crimp, fold, clip. Crimp, fold, clip. Through the wire. And now we're going to open this up. Open, says me. And we're going to slip this guy on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the phone's buried. Stop. Why is it when you push a button it just sits there and and keeps going, and you can't get it to stop? My phone, I think I'm going to have to get a new phone, and I don't want to get a new phone. I can't afford it right now. All right. Now, let's put on our clasp. Here's our earring. Here's our other earring. This all out of the way. This is my needle. Looks like I need a new mat. This looks like it's starting to get dirty or something. All right. We have a jump ring for this side. And a jump ring for the other side. And I just got a really simple clasp. So we're going to open up the jump ring, just like that. And we're going to slip this guy on. And then this guy. And then this. And then I have to get the other side. And zip. And we're done, people. You done listening to me? I don't want to do it like that. Do it like this. Yeah, you got to have orientation. There we go. Now we'll close it up. There we go. And we are done. This lever, you just pinch this lever and pull it out. There we go. Look at that one. That one's striation. Okay, now let's get all my tools back into the caddy. Just get them out of the way because they're out of the way if they're in the caddy. And right there. Hurry up and get these back into the caddy. This one there, and this one. This one, this one, this one. There we go. Got our needle over there. We got a mess over here. You know what? Here, show it off. I'm just going to get this video over with because I'm sure you guys are probably like, get to the end. Get to the end. All right. Now, let's see how she looks. I like to bring this down like this. Wow, that is really different. I've never done this before. So this is Gemstone Orphanage pushing me to work on my stash challenge. And I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to work on? And I'm like, I don't know, something that I haven't done before. And I came across this bone, or horn. It's a horn. And it took off from there. I got all this carnelian out, and the bone, the carnelian, and this all match very well. I just think it's beautiful. I really do. Let's see if I can go in just a touch, probably. Yeah, not much more, because you're going to run out of room and everybody won't be able to see everything. Oh my gosh, how'd you like today's stories? Yeah, it was a long day. And I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. And I hope that you enjoyed it enough that you want to come back. And for you guys that are new, speaking of new, I have to sit down and go through. People are, welcome our new subscribers. And I'm going to start doing that. In fact, I'm going to go back to the last 100. And I'm going to list them and get them up there and wish everybody that a very nice welcome to my channel. And those that are watching and want to subscribe, please subscribe. You'll enjoy it. If you enjoyed today's video. Not all videos are the same. Some days I'm just focused on making my jewelry, and I can be rather boring sometimes, but then you just fast forward and get to the end and like, oh, that's what you made. Isn't that pretty? Okay, Gemstone Orphanage is a, you go to their, I was going to say their Facebook, but you go to their webpage. They have Nekkid babies. Nekkid babies are gemstone pendants. And then they're priced between between $24 to $32 maybe, around there. And then if you want, you can get the dress-up bag with it, which has your findings and your crystals and your beads and anything you need to make up a few pieces of jewelry. And that's $9.99 extra, so that will come with your Nekkid baby. And then they have Adopt-A-Box. Adopt-A-Box is where you just go in there and you pick and choose what you want. You make your own box. Adopt-A-Box. And then they have Facebook challenges. Every month there's a different challenge. And it's a stash challenge. So you just get into your stash. It kind of helps you, instead of getting so many beads in your stash, it kind of keeps you in line, I guess, because you're using up your stash to do these challenges. And then you can go on Facebook and post your creations that you've made from your challenge on there if you like. Or you can go to their Facebook and just get inspiration from everybody. A gazillion other people that are making beautiful jewelry. I mean, some people really think outside the box. And how much more could I talk about these guys? I absolutely love Gemstone Orphanage. I love their Nekkid babies. I love getting them. I love the beads that I get from them, the crystals. It's a really good company. And I don't have a bad word to say about them at all, because they are the greatest people on earth. And they run their business very well. And I'd run over there and I'd get on their subscription. Their subscription is bi-monthly. It's $34.95 plus $6 for shipping. That's it. And you get these beautiful, beautiful beads, and they're like worth $100. The box is worth $100, but you only paid like $40 for them. Yay! All right. Well, and then you got your curated bead box. I brought that up. I will put that down in the description so you don't have to sit here and listen to me yammer on about all these boxes and what they do, but everything will be in the description. Okay? Until next time, happy beading. Don't forget to go to Gemstone Orphanage. Get yourself a Nekkid baby.